y'all. So I'm in my car and I decided that the only way that I would journal is to do video journaling. Um, my buddy has been telling me, you gotta journal, you gotta journal, you gotta journal this experience because this is one that you're gonna want to remember. And yes, I'm absolutely gonna want to remember this, but I have not been feeling up to writing anything down. So this is the beginning of my journaling. So I found out I've been reasonably healthy. I don't have anything. I don't smoke. I don't like really drink. I mean, once in a while, if I go out to dinner, I might have, well, I don't really have a glass of wine because I don't really know anything about wine. But if I'm with my husband, I might have a glass of wine. Or if I'm with my girlfriends, I might have a cocktail. And all my girlfriends know that I don't really ever have real cocktails. My girlfriends tell me, Club Bible, that doesn't count. Anywho, back to the video journaling. I went for my regular annual mammogram and I found out I have cancer. So let me tell you how this all came to be. I went for my regular mammogram and the lady at the front desk said, do you want to do 3D testing? And I said, okay, sure. And she said, yeah, your insurance pays for it. So, and I was like, oh, yeah, no brainer. And so I went back and I wasn't influenced by the lady in the in the office because she was like, oh, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, who are you? So anyhow, yeah, I went and did it. And so I went back, home. And a couple of days later, I got a letter in the mail. And I was like, oh God, why did I do it? Because now I got to go back. I'm thinking, oh, something went wrong. And so I had to go back for more testing. Long story short, I didn't want to do it because now I'm thinking, I didn't want to go back because now I'm thinking, okay, something went wrong. I don't know what was wrong. I didn't think it was, last thing I thought was cancer. I thought there was something wrong with the test. Okay, I went back and it was before work. I went early because they said it was going to take 45 minutes to an hour for the additional testing. Okay, no. I was there 3 hours. And they were like, well, there's something here. Not quite sure what it is. But, we want to get you over to the radiologist at some point. Okay, whatever. I get the paperwork. I go back to the house so I can get started with working. And a couple of days later, I get over to the radiologist, whom I love. My radiologist was Dr. Delilah. And so when I get there, she's looking at everything and she's like, oh yeah, I don't think that this is anything to be concerned about, but we're going to go ahead and biopsy it. She did a biopsy and she said, we'll get back with you with the results. And the nurse everybody was really nice. And so she said, yeah, it looks abnormal. We're not quite sure what it is, but, we'll let you know. She said, well, we don't know what it is. We're going to go ahead and do a lumpectomy. So I was scheduled for a lumpectomy on a Friday. Couldn't get in for the lumpectomy because, oh my God, I started having all these dizzy spells. Don't know what's going on. Ended up going to the ER. I had vertigo. I'm like, yeah. So anyhow, I got rescheduled for the following Friday. Fridays are my days off. Oh, I haven't worked in like forever. I got a job. So, anywho, digressed a little bit. But Fridays are my days off. And so I got rescheduled on a Friday to get in for the lumpectomy. She called me and she said, baby, or baby girl, I don't know. She called me something. I don't even know what she said. But anyhow, she said, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this. But, it is cancer. And I was just like, oh my gosh, because what? I was not expecting that. There was nothing wrong with me. There's never been anything wrong with me. What in the world? And so it was just like, don't get it twisted. I am a God-fearing woman. Yes, I believe and trust in God. But at that very moment, it's just like you're struck with this unbelievable um, I don't know. I can't describe it. It's just at that very moment when she said it, I was in shock, and I don't know. Anywho, just tears started rolling. I mean, I didn't even feel like I was crying. It was just tears were rolling. I couldn't stop it. So, I said, okay, thank you. And she was like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. And I wasn't, I don't know. Okay, thank you. Got off. And so I was on break. I went ahead and made that my lunch. And I called my husband. I told him. He was just like, okay, no worries. We got this. Well, I'm with you. He made a little joke, not one that I'm going to share, because it was really inappropriate. But it was one for me and him. And then I called my sister, and I was whispering, and she's like, "Why are you whispering?" And I was just like, "I can't talk out loud." And she's like, "Why can't you talk out loud?" And I was like, "If I talk out loud, then my voice is gonna crack. If my voice cracks, I'm gonna cry, and if I cry, then I don't think I'm gonna be able to stop." And so, I told her, and then I'm about to get emotional. Um, I told her, and then she was like, "Well, it's okay. We've handled worse. We've been through harder times. We're gonna get through this, and we're gonna be fine." And so she was so strong. I love my sister so much. She was so strong, and she was just like, we got this. And so, we were fine. We were fine for the moment. I got finished with her. It was time for me to go back to work, and so back to work I went. And I continued to do my job, and as if nothing happened, and I was fine. And I didn't have a conversation with the children at that time, because I wasn't ready. I wanted to have a conversation with the doctor. I was scheduled to see the doctor the next day, and Dr. Delilah, and I wanted to have a conversation with her to get all the details, to find out exactly what I was facing, and what that was going to look like, what that was going to sound like, what that was going to feel like before I sat down with the children or anyone else to have that conversation. But my sister's my sister. Of course, my husband is my husband. And so, I didn't have a conversation with anyone else. It was just my husband and my sister. Couldn't even tell my mom, because I wanted to make sure I had told my mom, gave my mom everything, because my grandmother died from cancer. It wasn't breast cancer, but cancer. And so I wanted to be able to, give my mother all the information, because if I told her that I had cancer, the only thing I'm sure what she'd be thinking is, I lost my mom, and now I'm going to lose my oldest daughter. It'd just be too much for her. So, anywho, that was how I found out. And so, so today I look a mess because I am still recovering. I've already had my first treatment, but this is just my first video journal. I just wanted to get started. There will be many, many more to come. This is just how I found out that I have breast cancer. Video journal 1. Thank you for listening. Follow.